Good morning and welcome to On the Pew on location. Today I am out in the community of Memphis, Tennessee, visiting with various survivor friends in the Memphis area to talk with them today about their walk with breast cancer. So, as you all know, On the Pew is a informative, laid-back kind of show, and so today I'm not wearing the hat as the owner of Take a Pew Holistic Health Lounge, but as the founder and CEO of Kinfolk Care Ministries. And so today, Kinfolk Care Ministries, we're out just interviewing various breast cancer survivors. And so on today, my very special guest, this is a lady that I am 52 years of age, and I don't mind telling you my age. This is a lady that I'm about to introduce, or I'm going to let her introduce herself. Is someone that I've known since I was a child, and I mean a little girl. Probably go back to maybe 6, 7, to my adult life, to my current life now. As you all know, that I am a 2-time bilateral breast cancer survivor of 23 years come this November the 9th. So instead of praising myself or thanking God for what he's done for me, I just wanted to come out and sit on the porch during our Pink Porch Project to celebrate survivors in the city of Memphis. And so today, my first guest is none other than Miss Natalie Sally Merriweather Smith. Good morning, Miss Sally.
Good morning, and how are you?
Just fine, just fine. And if you like, you're more than welcome to hold the mic, and you can turn and look at the camera, and just tell us about your journey with breast cancer. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about, even though I went back to our days as being friends, meeting in Binghamton on the illustrious street of Tillman. Just talk about whatever you want to talk about, and just give us your story. Tell us how you're feeling today. Whatever. Just let your heart just open up and share with people in Memphis and the surrounding region.
First of all, I want to give God the praise. I thank God for everything that he has done for me, and I also thank God for what he's going to do for me. On September the 12th, 2019, I got the news that I had a doctor appointment to go back to get my results. And when I walked in her office, and my husband and we sit down, and she told me that, she said, well, I have good news, bad news. I said, okay, it doesn't matter. So she told me that, she said, well, you do have breast cancer. So I smiled, and she couldn't understand why I was smiling. And I told her, she said, did you understand what I said? I said, sure. I said, God got me. God got me. I said, the God that sits high and looks low at you telling me this. I said, he got me. I'm not worried about anything. So they're so used to patients coming in the office when they tell them that they have breast cancer. They cry, they break down. But for some reason, I smiled, because I know the God I serve, what he can do for me. So she gave me the results, and when I left out, I didn't drop a tear. I was still smiling. So as of today, I'm cancer free. I went through radiation, chemo. One of my friends said, well, if you cancer free, why did you take the radiation? Why did you do chemo? I said, that is to prevent more troubles. I said, and first of all, I was not a stage. I was only 2 centimeters. And after the surgery, I went down to 1 centimeter. So when I went back to see the doctor, the chemo doctor, he had a piece of paper in his hand with an ink pen, and he tapped it. He said, that's how little it was. And me, I'm still saying thank God, So as of today, I never ever had to take any medicine for breast cancer. I'm on blood pressure medicine, which, working at Regional 1 for 24 years, working in the hospital, it's a stressful job sometimes. So I got on blood pressure medicine years ago. But for the cancer, they only gave me 2 medicines. And they said, one, if you start throwing up, and then after you throw up. I took that medicine one time, and as of today, I am cancer free. So I'm a 2-year survivor, and I thank God, and I wake up every morning and I just tell the Lord, thank you. Just thank you, because I look at all the things that I hear people talk about, when you're entering this breast cancer life, you hear the stories. And my husband would always say, you always listen to people, you might be different. And I didn't go through a lot. As I opened Facebook this morning, I saw one of the young ladies from our neighborhood, Binghamton, speak on her breast cancer. And she was saying all the things that she was still going through. But I did send out a word to her and told her, God got us. I said, we've been through some stuff or what have you. I always look at it, I count it as a blessing. And God has truly been good to me, and I thank God for that. So I want to say to all the breast cancer survivors, or even if you're not a breast cancer survivor, to all the ladies, young ladies, get your mammogram. Because when I first went to the doctor, I got there, it was August the 30th. And I was so excited because August the 31st was my son and his son's birthday. And I was like, August the 30th. And I got there, so she asked me, what did I need? I said, I need to take a mammogram. So she asked me, where did I go? And I'm not going to call the doctor's name. But I went there. You fill out a little card while you're there, and they mail it back to you. They told me I didn't have breast cancer. So she saw the film, and she called me and she said, it's something about that film. I can either send you back there or send you somewhere else. I said, well, I've received the card that say I don't have breast cancer. Please don't send me back there. So she sent me to the Baptist Women's Breast Cancer Group, the best cancer group that it is for me. I send hats off to Dr. Vanderwall, Dr. Jankoff, and their staff. And when I tell you, I have never ever met so many nice people, because they know what you're going through and they have encouraging words for you. And when you leave out of there, you can't even shed a tear. And while you sitting there, you listen at the other people's. And I can also remember my first day of chemo. It was a man there. He was sleeping. I told my husband, I said, well, I want to sit in the chair and sleep like him, because that was my first time. And when he woke up, he had a story. He said that he had acid reflux, and that caused him to have throat cancer. And he said, well, honey, your hair is going to fall out. I said, okay, I'm aware of that. Oh, your feet is going to peel like an onion. Then, I started looking at him saying, oh, my goodness. Oh, your toenails gonna fall off. Your fingernails gonna fall off. And he scared my husband so bad he couldn't sleep that night, because he have acid reflux. And he sit up worried about what the man said. But none of that happened to me. I did lose my hair, of course. And they were so amazed of my hair stayed so long, but they didn't know I was wrapping it. So he said, I can't believe your hair's still up there. I was like, yes, to myself, it's probably off, but I'm wrapping it. So one morning I woke up, I told my husband, let's just take it off. He said, no, I can't do that. So I finally started taking it off. And then, my friend Jackie, she shaved it off for me. So I just thank God. A lot of things that other people went through, I sailed through it. So I'm good. Of course, every now and then it might be a little side effects, but hey, I got a good testimony. And colon cancer was in my family. My dad, my sister, and my oldest son they had colon cancer. So then I end up with breast cancer. So, but I took the genetic testing, so everything was fine with that. So I'm blessed today. And I really thank Tanya and her cousin for stopping by. Tanya's mom was my beautician for years up until her passing, and been knowing her since she was a little bitty girl coming to the shop. And I just thank God that she's here and able to take this breast cancer thing and blow it up, because there's a lot of people, they don't know they might have breast cancer. We don't know. Please, ladies, get your mammogram. And I want to say I love you guys, and I thank you all so much for coming by my house and stop by so I can share my testimony. I'm the first stop. Y'all be blessed. God loves y'all, and I truly do. And thank you so much for listening.
Oh, no problem. As I was sitting listening to you, and we're going to wrap this up, I had long hair. And, natural hair was popular 23 years ago, but not as popular as it is now. Coming from an industry where not only was my mother in the hair care business, but her siblings. And so my hair is really long. I shampooed it this morning. It's just packed down. And I'm like, I am definitely going to have to press it, because I'm one who likes to comb my hair. Don't get me wrong. The natural look is good. I do 2 strands. But I just like that feathered, wavy, blow in the wind kind of thing. I just like that. Not that you don't feel girly with natural hair, but I just know what I like. So, but back to what you were saying about your feet peeling, your nails falling off, you losing your hair. People told me the same thing. Now, my feet I didn't have any peeling. My nails got dark in the beds, but they didn't fall off. The only problem I had was just keeping food down. And I just had to change the diet, which I did prior to chemo. And after that, after you've gone 3 weeks without chemotherapy, you think your taste comes back. So when your taste comes back, you're eager to eat whatever you think you want, but the body won't let it stay down, and it comes back up. And now that was my biggest trial. That was my biggest trial, my biggest thing that I had to endure. Hair, like I said, I'm 2-time. And I was little, like 125. So this is the biggest I've ever been in my life. So just to gain the weight and to pick up the weight, I kind of like the weight, but I like being smaller as well. I lost my thought what I was getting ready to say, but I'm going to go on and wrap it up. I just wanted to say that last year, I was fortunate to enter into the healthcare advocacy program, Cancer Care Ministries, through the Cancer Centers of America's program. And so I completed the program of Cancer Care Ministry through the Cancer Care Center out of Georgia. Noonan, Georgia, to be exact. And so with that being said, the program gave lay leaders an opportunity to take what was being taught about cancer care and apply scriptures to your process. And it's an 8-week module. And so I have not had the opportunity to develop a team. So I think I've gained one member. I think she's gonna help me work this program. And so this is nothing but the Lord to bring me here on today. So Sally, if you would be a part of my team, it's only a 2-day program of training. And so actually the program is supposed to be worked through your local church, but you can work it as a entity, as a ministry, and go out into the community. So starting in December, I'll get with you, and we only need like 5 people. We can go and minister to people, not preach the gospel per se, but to let people know that they can survive, they can thrive through scripture and word. The other thing is, because I am an advisor and ambassador, these little bags were given to me to take when I do go out and see newly diagnosed patients or old chemo patients. And I don't mean old as in age, but those persons like me that are 25 years and older as a survivor. So these bags you can open it if you want to, and show the public what's in the bag. Some of the things that you will pull out has come from Take a Pew. So that's from the Cancer Treatment Center of America. Just some little. She's a survivor, so she got it. Now that's from the business. That's from Take a Pew. So if you're ever on the in the Memphis area, just I'm gonna put in a shameless plug. Stop by Take a Pew Holistic Health Lounge and get you some ginger chews and get you some peppermint tea and whatever health needs that you need. But she has a few items in there from the Cancer Treatment Center of America. So while you're sitting at home, since you're retired, and keep your recipes and you play cards. You from Binghamton, I know.
I never did.
You never, but what? That's like going to an HBCU and not knowing how to go to play cards in the student union. What?
Yeah, I always played Uno.
What? And those are some nice socks, keep your feet warm. Oftentimes, chemo patients do have neuropathy, cold feet, and things of that nature. So we try to keep some socks on our feet, even though I have on boots. I didn't put any socks on today, and my feet are cold.
Walk around in the house with just thick socks.
Thick socks on, okay. And my last gift is, because you've known me so long, one of my friends out of North Carolina, Dr. Anissa Short, she's the project manager behind Becoming the Shero, and so I am one of the many writers of the book. I have a chapter in there called Entrepreneurship. It's in my DNA. And so I would like to present you with an autographed copy of the book, and also with the little token. That's a breast cancer card. It was made by Miss Princess Jones. You know Princess Jones. So Princess of Memphis designed these cards. Everybody knows she's a scrapbooker, and so she wanted to be a part of my ministry, and not my ministry, but the ministry that the Lord has given me. So everybody knows that I preach the gospel. This is nothing new. I wear many of hats. So I want to thank you again, Sally, for allowing us to come into your home. And I did tell all of my guests that I was coming and I was going to be a minute, but Sally and I can have conversations for days. Although she's a little bit older than me, but my mind still goes back as a little girl being in my mother's shop on Tillman. And I tell people there is nothing like the Binghamton community. It is such a small knit community, such a I guess, well-loved community, a Christ-centered community. And I know everybody always says, is there anything good that has come out of Binghamton? But there is a lot that has come out of Binghamton. So we're going to close right now. And again, thank you so much for being a part of On the Pew, on location with as being our first guest on the Pink Porch Project 2021. Thank you again. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome back to our second visitation with On the Pew Pink Porch Project. We are out in the community. We are actually out in the Binghamton community of Memphis, Tennessee. My second guest today is none other than Mrs. Margaret Blakeney. Mrs. Blakeney, as I call her, as I affectionately call her, is Little Margaret. I call her Little Margaret. Her name is Margaret Blakeney. She is a breast cancer survivor. Little Margaret, if you don't mind, tell me, I forgot, or if you can remember, how many years are you as a survivor? What number is this for you?
I would say, I'm guessing, it's like maybe 30 years ago, something like that.
Or 40?
It's been years.
It's been years, because I'm 52, and when y'all moved to this house right here, I was 12. So, before you came to this house right here?
It would have been Tim McCall when I was in the hospital for some time.
So how old is your oldest grandchild? She 38. You think she 38, 37?
Terry, if I'm not mistaken, Terry, 37 or 38.
Okay. So it was prior to her birth, right?
Yeah, it was from her birth.
Okay, so we're going to say 40 plus years. We're going to say 40 plus years. 40 plus, you've been a survivor for 40 plus years. Yeah, so I know you're probably one of the few survivors that I know from the early or the late 70s, early 80s as a survivor. And so you sustained, and I would say that it was the grace of God that has sustained you, kept you here, and kept you strong. I said it's God's grace that has kept you.
Yes, yeah. Out of all I've been through, I still counted joy.
You still counted joy. That's right. Yeah.
Still counted joy. That's all I've been through.
You 83. Did you tell me you turned 83 in October?
I turned
September 29th. Are you still trying to drive?
I don't drive.
You don't drive no more?
After they diagnosed me with arthritis
I got you.
and crippling hand, so
It's all right with you though, isn't it? It's okay that you don't drive no more. You feel okay about it?
oh yeah, so I don't have to worry because wherever I need to go to see
The girls gonna take you. That's right, the girls are gonna take you. Well, I was sharing with my cousin who's working the camera. I was telling her that I was telling her you and my mama were really, really good friends, and through the church and ushering on the usher board together at the church, and when y'all used to have usher board meetings on Monday nights, I would come to the apartment in Tillman Cove, stay with the girls, and they would kind of brush me off, and so that my relationship then grew with Brother Blakeney, and that's how I learned. At the time, he was the church treasurer, and that's how I learned how to count the dimes, the pennies, the nickels, and the quarters that people put in church. So he had me to put the coins in the coin wrappers, and I guess I was counting my monies as a 5 and a 6 year old correctly. And so it's so many memories that I have with your family in particular. And this is the queen of the flapjacks. So I don't know if you done fix your great grandchildren and your grandchildren pancakes, but I know when I used to come over there, you would fix some flapjacks. So we had flapjacks and bacon and an egg in Tillman Cove. So I just want to thank you for your time. And she told me to speak loudly, but I didn't want everybody in the neighborhood to hear our conversation. So, but I bought you a bag today. I got some goodies in here from the Cancer Treatment Center of America. I am I am a ambassador for the Cancer Treatment Center of America, and so I give little trinkets and things to share with survivors, especially those that are newly diagnosed. But my purpose today, I really wanted to come by. I know I came last year during the pandemic, but I wanted to come by and just give you some tokens. And so you got some game books in here, so you can do some word searching. Keep your mind sharp, because you're still sharp. And it's some mask, some socks, a blanket, a tumbler. You got all of that in here. And you got some gifts. And I'm going to give this to you. And you remember little Princess Jones? You remember Princess Jones? Yes, Princess. Your grandbaby's god sister. You remember Princess and Minnie? Well, Princess made my cards for me, so she did these for me today, and so that I can bring and present. So it says, "I'm here for you. I'm here for you." Of course, I know COVID has been out for years, and I usually come by and sit with you and Brother Blakeney on the porch. So finally, I'm gonna give you a copy of my book. This is my book that I co-wrote with these ladies on the back. So let me find myself. Okay. I don't even see my own self. Oh, right there. Here I am. So this is my book, and I think my chapter is, let's see. My chapter is, I should know my chapter. Don't kill me. I'm in the front of the book, I do know. I'm in the front. So I wrote my book about entrepreneurship. It's in my DNA. And so, my mama was in business, and she did hair, ceramics, and whatever else she could do. So this is my chapter right here. So you, in your spare time, to keep your mind sharp, I want you to just read my chapter, and then when I'm gonna come back, you tell me what you think. It's all about Binghamton, though, and my experience being on Tillman Street. So, but I just wanted to share that with you. Just give you a copy, and I'm gonna autograph it for you while I'm sitting here. Now, when I come back, all those fishing rods that nobody got, I'll come back and get them. Brother Blakeney fixed my rods and reels for me when I would go fishing. So today is, you can come on through, dog. You ain't interrupting us. Today is October the 23rd, 2021. So we gonna get that dinner in before November. I promise you, we're gonna get that dinner in. All right.